In this challenge review, we're going to create the loot system. Now, because each enemy is going to drop gems, it doesn't make sense for me to instantiate the gem by having a public object to reference the gem on each of our enemies. Instead, I can just create one game object inside enemy and assign it. So inside here, I can come to the very top and we'll create a public variable that's going to store the game object of a gem or the diamond. So here we're going to say public game object and we'll say diamond prefab. So that's what it's going to instantiate. Once I've done that, we can then hop into Unity and let's select our skeleton enemy spider and moss giant. We can select them all at once. And you'll see here that as I select just one, we now have a new game object called diamond prefab. So if I select all of them, I can then add the game object, or I should be able to, but I guess because the properties are a little different, it's not letting me. So what we can do here is just go through each one, and on the skeleton, we're going to drag our diamond prefab to the prefab slot, and do the same thing for the enemy spider. It's looking for a diamond prefab to drop. Moss giant, diamond. Save your scene. Let's hop back into our code now, and let's do the moss giant first. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to say if health is less than 1, then we need to spawn a diamond. So in here, we're going to basically say, instantiate. We're going to instantiate the diamond prefab, which is in our parent. We're going to instantiate it at our transform.position, so this object's position. And then the next thing you want to do here is we want to then say quaternion.identity. We don't want to mess with the rotation of our diamond. So that's going to instantiate it. So let's save this and test it out. Let's run our game, check out. Let's go ahead and kill this moss giant. And he should instantiate the gem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and I did not see the gem get instantiated. Let's check something here on the moss giant. He has a diamond prefab. Transform out position, quaternion identity. And let's go ahead and test this out. Again. So 5. Okay, so I must have accidentally collected it or something. So here is, and you'll notice here that we have a couple glitches and bugs, which we can fix later. But so here's our diamond. So what we can do here is we can collect it and we're good to go. What we need to do now is we need to gain access to that diamond and change the gem value. That diamond that I collected only had a value of 1. So what we can do now is we can actually adjust this. I need to change the value of the diamond to whatever my gem count is. To do that, we're going to store the game object we instantiate into a game object variable. By saying game object, we'll say diamond. And that diamond is going to equal the object I instantiate. And then what we need to do is we need to cast it. So we can say as game object. Now you may have seen this before. As game object, this is called a cast. Alternatively, if you didn't want to type as game object, you can type in parentheses game object. And that will cast it to a game object. So whatever it is we're instantiating. So here we have a diamond and we're instantiating it. And now we can actually access that object that we instantiated. So I know that that diamond has a component called diamond on it, and I can now grab it. So here, what I can do is I can basically access it. I can say diamond.getComponent. We can grab the diamond. And then once we have the diamond, we can change the gems value to be whatever our local gems value is, which is base.gems. So that diamond's going to now be reassigned to the value of our enemy, just for the moss giant. So what we need to do now is we need to take this code, it's identical, and we can copy it into the damage functions of the others. So we play our death animation, and we instantiate our diamond, and we change the value. And we'll do that for the spider as well. Or the skeleton. All right, let's save that. And we'll be able to watch our player through the inspector increment based on the amount of gems he collects. Let's run it. So here's our player. We have our diamonds at 0. If I collect this one, it's going to be 1. I'm going to kill this moss giant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There's the diamond. I currently have 1 diamond. Now I have 6 diamonds. So we got 5 for killing the moss giant. And if we kill the skeleton, we should get 3. And you'll see here that we did. Now I'm at 9. And the spider should drop 2. All right, let's run over here. Okay, select our player. We have 9 gems, and now we should have 11 or 13. Okay, so it gave us 13 gems, and the reason for that is because it gave us 4 instead of 2, and the reason for that was because every time I kill this thing, it's dropping a new gem. So we basically have a dupe in our game. So we need to fix that, and we'll fix that in the next video.